Good day, viewers. My name is Darlington Okoka, and I welcome you to Deal with Electrical YouTube channel. Today, we shall be discussing on a very controversial topic, which is how to bypass your prepaid meter, both prepaid or postpaid. You know that the cost of electricity as we see today has increased drastically as a result of the cost of gas, because most of our generating stations are being powered by gas, either gas-fired or the normal generators. So considering the fact that the increment has affected the cost of production, it has also affected the cost to the customers. So today I'm going to be teaching you on the procedures to bypass your prepaid meter so as to reduce cost of electricity bills. Caveat: this is just to show you how to do it. I'm not telling you to do it. So whenever you are caught by the law enforcement agency, it's between you and the law enforcement agency. Therewith, or myself, the presenter, will not be held responsible for anything that happens afterwards. Mine is just to show you, so it's left for you to either do or not. I decided to take on this topic considering the irregularities happening in the country today, so many malpractices happening. You saw the election that just concluded. A lot of people said it's marred with a lot of irregularities, and despite the complaint, the authorities still went ahead to do what was done. So in my own contribution to contribute to the irregularities and malpractices in the country, I want to show you this means to bypass your prepaid meter. Yesterday I went to a gas station to fuel my car, and there was a driver in front of me. His transfer was not working, so he wanted to use his ATM card to ensure that he gets he pays before he's being supplied with his fuel. So by the time they said, "Fill my tank now." As you are doing that, fill it. So he filled his tank. The moment he filled his tank, the girl said he's trying to put. He gave him his ATM to put his pin. He tried it. He said, "Okay, take your ATM. Let me use my second card." As he tried to, he just turned on his vehicle and left and said, "This country is mad. So let us continue to be mad." So in my own situation too, I want to show you how to bypass so as we all continue with our irregularities. So what are the steps in bypassing your prepaid meter? Bypass are of different levels. The first one is some person bypass their heavy load while their normal load is on the meter, so that the meter will continue to read, but you pay just a token. That is heavy load out of the meter while light load is on the meter. Some other people bypass only at night. During the day is connected because most people are not at home, so you don't have the tendency to consume much during the day. But at night, when everywhere is hot, you need to turn on your AC, you need to use your TV sets, your lighting system. They bypass at night. Some other people too bypass the entire load. The load is not on the meter. It's just you just connect bypass. Your meter is just there physically present. Every month you just try to buy 1,000 naira so that the authorities, your distribution companies will not get to know that you've bypassed. That is another one. But the fourth one or two is double supply. Now, your house might be located close to the road where the pole is. So you connect that supply to your meter. That particular, you connect a supply from that means. While from the back, and that supply, maybe and there's a pole behind your building too. You could also connect supply too from that location. So you have two supply coming to your building. The first one is connected to the meter, while the second one too is also connected to your meter. You have a changeover for both of them. So when you are home, you use the back meter. While during the day, when you are suspecting that the distribution companies come around, you use the front one. So the front one is not recharged. You decide to recharge 1,000, 2,000 every month. But the back one, that's one that supplies the power, because you know that the authorities will not have anything to do with it. Once they see that your front one is connected to your building, they are sure that they are paying your bill. Then the last one, which professional electricians use, is called the interlocutory looping technique. Well, this is where you need to call your electrician to come and help you bypass. It's an interlocutory looping technique that even if you're not a corporate, if you've not used it before, no matter how good you are, you will not be able to detect that a bypass has been done to your building. So how can you carry out this bypass method? What are the principles? What are the steps? You don't need to be an electrician before you bypass. You don't need to be an electrical engineer before you bypass. There are various steps you need to do. But before you do that, the first thing is People tend to not to follow rules because electricity in Nigeria is cheap. So when you are leaving your home, you leave your lights up. So, but there are some certain steps you need to take, precautionary measures you need to take to ensure that you don't buy. The first one is ensure that all your lighting points are LEDs. I went to some houses, I still see filament bulbs, I still see halogen bulbs around. No, change all your fittings to LED. By the time you do that, you will see that your consumption too would reduce. But before you go ahead with the bypass, ensure that all your lighting points in your building has been changed to LED. LED consume less power. If you see your 100 watts bulb and you see a 9 watts bulb, they give you almost the same illumination. So why not change your bulb to your LED so that you reduce power consumption? Secondly, when you are leaving the house, it's advisable that you turn off all lighting points, all socket points. Turn them off, all accessories, not only to reduce power consumption, but for safety purposes. By the time there is a surge and all your lighting points are on, it might lead to damage of your equipment, and it can also lead to an inferno or fire outbreak. Thirdly, make sure that your AC, these days, if you don't already have an AC, if you don't have an existing AC and you want to buy AC, the difference in cost is less than 50,000 naira. So I would advise that when you want to buy an AC today, just buy an inverter AC. The inverter AC helps you to save almost 60% of your power consumption. Then deep freezers these days are coming with inverter technology. So if you don't already have an inverter, I would advise you also to buy an inverter deep freezer. Fourthly, I would also advise that you invest on renewable energy, solar power. For the past 2 years, I don't think during the day I pay for bills. I don't consume during the day when there is sunlight. As far as my lights are on, my fans are on, except the heat is on before I put on my AC. My AC is always off, but when the temperature is high, I put it on because I'm using renewable. So during the day, even if there's public power supply, I use my inverter system because it's always charged. Then at night, when there is no solar power and the battery is low, whenever there's public power supply, I can switch over to power. So I advise, if cost of fuel is expensive, the cost of power is expensive, I will advise that if you have the money, go and invest in solar power system. It will save you a lot of costs in building. Then pumping of water. You go to people's houses, you see that you continue to pump water even when your tank is filled. You are still pumping. You are wasting units. So you must give yourself the time. You know that, okay, for you to fill a 900 liters of GP tank, you're going to spend 15 minutes. Why not stay around within that 15 minutes? And when your tank is full, you switch it off immediately. But some people, you spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes still pumping water, and the water will just be thrown away. You are wasting units, and that is also increasing the cost of your power. Then dimmer switches. People feel it's just for hotels or public buildings, but private buildings can have dimmer switches. What is a dimmer switch? A dimmer switch are those switches that you use to increase or reduce the illumination of your lighting point. Most lighting points you consume power, but when you're not reading in your room, you're just there just for you to see. You can reduce the illumination. So with a dimmer switch has a variable resistor. So by the time you increase or reduce the resistance value, it increases or reduces the illumination of your lamp. Then finally, when ACs are on, I see people opening their doors, but there's a thermostat in your AC that helps to make and break the system. So when the entire building is cold, it goes off. By the time it's off, it's not consuming power. But whenever you open your doors or windows, you see that the cooling system dissipates and heat comes in, making your AC to work continuously. So I would advise that you ensure you close your door when your ACs are on. Then what are the steps now to bypass your meter? The first one, make sure that these 7 steps I gave you above are carried out appropriately. I've given you 7 steps. When you do that, then when you have done that, you observe your consumption level. You see that your consumption has reduced. Go to your meter and see that your consumption level has reduced. When it has reduced, then I feel that there might be no need for you to bypass again. So I'm very sure that you will be upset that I didn't show you the steps to carry out. Bypass is illegal. This is a call to all of you who have come here to watch this video to see the steps to carry out a bypass. I'm just telling you that bypass is illegal. There are steps you need to take. Reduce your consumption rate. Try to carry out some necessary precautionary measures, and you see that your energy consumption has reduced drastically. So please, I apologize for using a misleading topic to get you here, but that's my own way of telling you that despite the fact that any irregularities that have happened in the country, just be sure that our judicial system will try its possible best to put everything at the cost and we'll come back to track. Malpractice is not allowed, irregularities is not allowed, election malpractices or whatsoever you have in the country is not allowed. Let us not join the bad wagons to do the negative things they are doing in the country. Thank you very much for coming to our channel, and see you in my next video. Thank you.